Okay, I'm here with Omar, Noah, and I'm Joe Alani, and we're Alani Media, and we're here in Costa Mesa, California at our studio, and we're gonna show you a behind-the-scenes video from a piece we did on Tom Kearns, who's the head designer at Kia USA, and he's actually a local based guy here in Orange County, and Kia is based in Irvine, so it was a great local project for us to get on, and we're going to show you some of the behind the scenes of it.
To give you guys a little bit of background on this project, it really comes from the mind of director Scott Counsell. We met Scott a couple years ago. He reached out to us, I don't know, it might have been on social media or something, or through a friend of a friend, and he was working on this project about outrigger canoes. And he needed some underwater footage for that project. And Joe and Noah, they come from the surf world, and they have a big history there, so we have a lot of water experience. Working with water housings and really high-end water footage. It was kind of right up our alley. So we worked on that. It came out really good. You'll probably see some on the screen here.
In your body. You get used to it. Your body works with it. And you feel a part of it.
And then after that, he reached out to us again, I don't know, it's a couple months later or 6 months later, and he was working on this project for USA Women's Beach Handball. He was profiling that team. I mean, Olympics got canceled, but they were trying to get some funds together to send the team out there. But that came out good too. Anyways, we've got links in the description for those videos if you want to watch the whole things.
Anyways, we've worked on a couple other projects with Scott, and then he approached us about this project, which is really interesting, about the head designer at Kia, Tom Kearns. When I hear designer, I think of like a nerdy guy in the office in front of the computer, but this guy races motorcycles going hundreds of miles an hour, or at least over 100. And that was part of Scott's story. He wanted to show how I think Tom equates the danger and the risk of being on a motorcycle to designing, and the fact that to design these crazy special cars, you have to take a risk. A lot of time in movie making, it's not shot in the actual chronological order you'll see it. So the way we shot this one is, it's actually in the middle of the video, but the first shoot location was at Kia Design Center here in Irvine. And that was the first part of the shoot, so that was Scott was there with his crew of students. He teaches lighting at the college over here. Tom was there, the talent, and we're the cinematographers pulling it off, so check it out. Here at the Kia Design Center, glorious Irvine, California.
I don't know if I'm gonna hang on a shot of him walking for too long.
Yeah, we might be able to get it good on the Dana.
We wanted to get some really smooth shots, and with like a longer compressed lens. And to do that, you could put it on the Ronin on the Dana Dolly.
Dana Dolly plus Ronin, super smooth.
When it comes to pushing the camera and turning the head and pulling focus, and it's pretty fun, but it's like a lot of moving parts. Everyone kind of has to synchronize and be just on the same page. You'll see us in this video. We're trying to figure out how to get the most out of the dolly, because he kind of takes a long walk, and to get it all in one take, you'd have to have a really long slider. So we had a pretty long one, but we're trying to figure out how to time it perfectly.
Camera speeding.
Camera speeding.
Okay. Action.
I was able to take two of my passions, art and cars, and put them together for a career.
Maybe like, yeah, I think it needs to come in, and he comes right here, he's reaching like this, and then it's like a whole another shot where this thing's flying up, like a close-up one.
As a designer, you always have choices to make, decisions of where you want to take your design. And many times those choices are not necessarily right or wrong, but just different.
I want that kind of like this feeder coming across the floor, and then I cut to this.
Me and then
he's-
one, and then
yeah.
the top, and then the pipe.
Let's do that. Let's raise the camera. I'll bring the 1.2 around.
It's looking special. Alright, I like the lights coming in. I opened up the camera. It's looking dope.
Dive the submarine.
Or like it's like an airplane.
Yeah.
Good design should function well, but should also be aesthetically beautiful.
This car in particular has these really cool doors. They open up kind of like a Batmobile, DeLorean style. Anyways, they opened up and we're on set there and it wasn't in the shot list necessarily, but Noah saw these doors and he's like, oh, we should really get a push in on this.
I think like a push in on the car would be really
We're gonna
cool.
photograph. We're gonna shoot you inside as well. Okay.
Good design for me is design that evokes an emotion.
My favorite shot, I think, in the whole video is, and maybe it's just because it took a lot to pull off, is there's a really long, drawn-out shot of the interior of the car, and it's all in perfect focus. The lighting's perfect, and it just is really long and good. But maybe I might like it because I know that to get a shot like that, everything has to come together. We all have to be on the same page. Everyone's synchronized. So when you see that in the final thing, as a filmmaker, you go, wow, that was great, because you know what it took behind the scenes to get all that.
Pure and uncluttered. Truly creative ideas are a result of someone or some group pushing through their fears.
The second location was actually at Tom's garage. We went there after the Kia Design Center. It was actually a really long day. It was like a 14, 15-hour day. He's got this classic 1960s or 70s BMW motorcycle that's got these really clean lines, and it's just a really cool looking bike. And I think he draws a lot of inspiration from stuff like that. What's interesting here is that this particular shot is an earlier cut of the video, and we had to cut out all the BMW logos for the final delivery to Kia. So
You thought you couldn't do before.
Scott set up all these blue lights to give a contrast to the heat of the desert and striking reds that you see in the concept car, and it looked really cool.
As I was thinking about it, like red is more aggressive and kind of intense, but blue is kind of more calming, and what he's talking about is more calming. So
And then when we go to the race,
maybe it's a good thing.
We got this really nice shot too of him putting on his motorcycle. It looks like he's in space or something, but Tom's got a great face too. He's got all these like really interesting lines on his face, so you can see that he's really had a cool life, and you know when you look, super stylish. So.
Tom's just stylish. Like everything he wears, his helmet, his jacket, and all that. He's a very, very cool guy.
Come forward a little bit more, Tom. Flag it now. Do you have a flag? A medium flag? Okay, so you're just gonna put the visor down and come straight out.
So the third location of the shoot is actually the first part of the video, is a racetrack out in Palmdale where they raced cars and motorcycles. And mid-production, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, so we were stalled out like a month or two.
So we all had to kind of learn the new COVID way of being on a production. So we were all masked up out on the racetrack.
It was actually a really, probably one of the best places you could do a shoot during this pandemic. It was really open space, out in the air, easy to social distance. On that shoot, one of the cool things is the guys from Red Camera came out, and Red's based right here in Irvine too, and Scott and us have a relationship with the marketing director and their content creator, Clay.
We've worked in the past with the Red guys on quite a couple things. So Clay's their main shooter and editor. We've worked with him in the past. Really good, knowledgeable guy. Yeah, you'll see him on their YouTube videos. They wanted to shoot a little behind the scenes and get some footage on their new Komodo camera, which is really small.
And one of the coolest things they did, they actually mounted the Red camera to the side of Tom's motorcycle as he went around the track, which, you know, normally that would be like a GoPro or something mounted on there, but we had a Red camera on there, so that was really cool. And that shoot, we had Team Parian, the drone guys out there with their Inspired drones, so we had all angles covered. We had about 3 Red cameras, drones, new Komodo Red cameras. It was all cameras and hands on deck out there. So, and it was cool to see Tom in action flying around the track. So.
All right, guys, thanks so much. We hope you enjoyed that. We really wanted to thank everybody involved in the project, Scott in particular. We really appreciate you, everything you do. Tom, thanks for letting us into your life, letting us profile you, into your home even. Team Parian, you got great shots. Thanks for coming out. Red Digital Cinema, thanks for all your support. All the students that Scott brought along, they worked really hard on this as well. Eduardo and Key in particular, they shot a lot of this BTS footage you saw in the video, so thank you guys. Everybody's info can be found in the description below, so reach out to any of them. Social media, wherever they're at. If you like this video, find us on social media, find us here, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We're gonna be making more of these, so thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.